you have company.
Not here yet, yeah.
Look at here.
Foster.
Hey!
I come to meet my first 100-year-old man.
Oh, man.
It's quite an honor.
Having that experience.
You better hurry. I'm getting old fast.
Well, I'm already here. This is you 100 years old. I'm really honored to be with you on this day. Let me give you a hug.
Oh.
Yeah. Looking great too.
I'll be there for you when you get back.
You may.
It's very interesting. The cards. Have you guys noticed the cards? Foster and I were talking about it earlier.
No.
Okay, we all three got them different cards, right? Mom and Kathleen and I. And Kathleen's says, to the only person I know who scored 100 years. And that's kind of what you said too. I don't know anybody else who's 100. Now Irvin's in on it too.
Okay.
Then Mom says, it's good to be king. Right? And mine says, because I wrote mine this morning, I was like, you may not think that being 100 is a big deal, but you're the only person I know that's 100. And then I said, to the king of the 100 Club.
Yeah.
So it's like, a common thread through all of them. And all of them.
I might get you to give me some perspective on what it's like to live a century,
Have you photographed anybody 100 years yet?
No.
Hi, JoJo. I'd rather have a very low.
And if I did, I wouldn't think they would be as handsome and vital either, So I'm really impressed. Is what I'm saying.
We have talked about getting.
If I can look as good at 80 as you do at 100, I think I'll be doing good.
It's not like you crossed a visible line,
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you've done well with this beautiful place and
you got some nice dogs here. They're outside now.
all the houses you've created and
I don't know. Maybe they are.
people you've influenced.
I'm trying to write
I'm not going that way.
really the last chapter to Wild Fields. See, I wrote up until the age of 70 there, and then I hoped I'd be able to write a later chapter, a sequel, like, and I started writing it in January of this past year, and you wouldn't believe that a man could be so inept, so utterly helpless as a writer, and still think of himself as a writer, because I've got a stack of papers that thick, and not one of them goes beyond number 50. Over and over, and I think, well, this is it. But I've got so many things I'm trying to tie in together there, despite having very poor memory of names and even faces. I don't see people's faces. I never have. I seem to be trying to see who they are. When I'm talking to a person, if you ask me what color their eyes were or what shape their nose is, I wouldn't have any idea. In fact, I hardly know what I look like, because I'm always looking for something hidden.
I see. Wow.
Well, I can remember well back to breastfeeding time, and not only remember the action, but why and what was behind it. One thing I'm positive of now. I'm glad I lived in this age when they learned about the atom and things like that, because it proves what I've always felt, that we're individual and we shouldn't be grouped and forced into certain studies, and you've got to pass this test, otherwise you're not promoted and so forth. I don't believe in that. I believe in, well, I think I believe in intellectually being kind of primitive. As primitive as you can be without hurting you know. I don't see that I sure spent a lot of money on automobiles, but it didn't do me any good. I would have been better off if I had not, maybe not bought any automobile. We ought to have little three-wheelers on bicycle wheels. That would be changes. You know, it's a funny thing. It's a little weird. I've noticed on some of the news reels, they showed, not long ago, they showed the assembly line and all of the automobile manufacturer and all the people working on those lines. And I thought, boy, how coordinated they're. So many people. And gosh, it didn't seem long at all. A couple of years, it didn't seem that long. And they showed what could have been the same line, and there was one man walking down a catwalk alongside. I just saw the back. And here are all these, not human hands, but levers and grippers. It was uncanny, doing the same thing that the men had been doing. And they took the cage, the whole cage of the auto, and no hands on it, and put that in a big tub of paint, and turned it around and swashed it. No hands. And then we get a new government, and they want to help Ford Motor and so forth. They want to help them, and they're employing as few people as they can.
Mm-hmm.
It's they don't think we're human, do they? I mean, really human. I know if you haven't laid up $1 billion,
speaking on heaven on earth, I was wanting to introduce your lovely wife, Libby, who's done who's helped you create this wonderful place here that everybody loves to visit.
Thank you, Irvin. Thank you. That's very nice.
But, hey, Archie.
That's a fine animal.